everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another end of year Roboteer review. And I'll admit I wasn't too active, unfortunately. Time restraints, I just didn't have time to go to some of these events. I did do a few bits and pieces, though nothing major. I didn't get to compete as much as I wanted, but you know, these things happen, come win them all. But regardless, let's take a look at what happened this year.
At the start of the year, I paid a visit to Mark of Team Frey Fox Robotics to discuss hosting an Antweight tournament in the future. I brought my arena base with me to host a couple of battles and appear to work well. Due to a lack of time, we didn't get round to hosting an event this year, but the idea is still on the cards for the future. I had the idea of doing a podcast with the great Stapley, where we rated different robots via a cool wall, like on the show Top Gear. It was a fun concept and the first 2 episodes received okay reactions. I do plan to finish the last 2 episodes, but that will happen at a later date. Robot Carnage Series 3 will be posted on a weekly basis and was the first time the show was showing us premieres. The show ran on for 2 months with great comments and people wanting more from the show as it progressed. A new champion was crowned, and I took a well-needed break as it was the biggest project I had worked on thus far. I got back to building beetles and started creating a flipper robot called AI. Once it was built, I knew I had to work out some of the kinks and I wasn't overly happy with it, and we need to test it in battle to see what needed to be done. It was time for a new replica, and after being informed by Anthony of Team Penny about motors used in Xbox controllers for the vibration, I bought some of them and found out they made excellent spinners. The low profile of the motor gave me the idea to build an Antweight replica of Hypnodisc. After building it and letting the community see my work, the praise was incredible and meant so much that people were interested in what I could do. The Ferry Fair in Edinburgh came around and I offered to help out again, bringing along a couple of ants and the new Beetle AI for the demo fights. I also brought along an ant replica of Splinter, which the Spinnerbots enjoyed chewing through and reenacting its Series 4 semi-final performance. The Beetles and Featherweights had some fights, but the constant rain was making it hard for the robots to get traction on the arena, and trying to protect our machines from the water wasn't easy. AI would perform poorly, unfortunately, and not just due to the weather. Much was needed done, but the robot has since joined Team Penny's Mecha Mayhem in a different guise, and will be fighting there for the time being. I put up a poll to decide which replica I'd build next between Killertron and RoboChicken. The chicken won in the end, and has been one of the funniest things I've built. There were a few things I got wrong, but it looks good and works better than I hoped it would. I began making plans to make Robot Carnage Extreme, where, like with the complete Carnage series, it would be mixed tournaments with different machines, giving them a chance to show what they could do before being upgraded for Series 4. Some battles have been filmed already, but waiting until the new year to properly get the show up and running. Until then, I put together a 3 short episode series of going behind the scenes of the show, talking about its origins, how it was filmed, edited, and what the future will look like for the show moving forward. The last event for the year was Battle in the Borough. I went along with my last year's Beetle build Ultros as a reserve. Due to people unable to make it on the day, I was asked if I wanted to enter the main competition. With a lack of spares, I just went in to make up numbers, but I finally got a chance to compete in a beetleweight competition. I plan to make a video covering how I did in the new year, but I had such a great time and can't wait to be involved again. But will have to be with a different machine.
And so that concludes the end of another Roboteering year. Or rather a slightly short one, but still one regardless. And so I've got a few things planned whenever I can get around to them, and so new machines get to be turning up, new plan to do Extreme, Series 4 later on down the line, and some other bits and pieces. So we'll see what I like. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks very much for checking it out. If you want to see some other stuff I've done, including other tournaments, builds and whatnot, I'll have a link just there. And if you want to subscribe to see what I've got coming next in the new year, including hopefully Robot Carnage Extreme, and then at some point Series 4, I will have a link just there. So that's it for this video. Have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time. Bye.